Ryan Gosling and Barbie is literally me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Screenshots. Stranger Things. Is it saving Netflix with its rising prices and everyone that's finally leaving the platform because there's a lot of better options? Is it what we expected the fourth season to be? Is it promising for the fifth season? What are they going to do with that? And are all the actors living up to their roles? This is Stranger Things. I can't really ask you what it's about, what it's making. I can ask you what it's about. What is season 4 about, Johnny?
You know what it's about.
I know what it's about.
The 80s, baby, for the fourth time.
For the fourth time.
And all these characters, you remember them. I'll give this show. I'm gonna go straight into it because
Go straight into
whatever.
it.
I always give this show props because every time it comes around, I'm like, oh yeah, Stranger Things. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it just because I kind of have to. And then I watch it, and I'm like, you remember, like as soon as you start watching it, you remember how much you like these characters.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I watched this show because all of them are very, very good, with the exception of Will's cokehead older brother.
Yeah.
Everybody else is great.
Yeah. I love this. I love this show. What about you? What's your immediate thought of season 4?
Season 4. So I got in the show Stranger Things pretty late, so I didn't really get into watching it until last year.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff was actually really fresh to me. A lot of the characters. I enjoyed season 4, and I agree. I think it's the reason why people love this show is because of the characters. Versus certain plot points that can be wrong or messed up. If you have a problem with the plot that they didn't do correctly, it doesn't matter as much because you're kind of more there for the characters than the actual story, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I thought the story was still good, but it kind of lets you get away with certain flaws that the plot has because of the character. I feel it's more a character-focused show.
When did the first season come out?
2016.
2016, and I've always had a fascination in writing, but the first season of Stranger Things, I was like, I want to write. I want to write TV and movies. This was a huge holy shit, because the Duffer Brothers are doing such a great job. I think Stranger Things and season 4 is only continuing to show that Stranger Things is one of the only shows that I know that is continuing to get better as it goes on, because most shows, they start to peter off. Even shows in my opinion, The Boys, which is really good, every season kind of gets a little bit less interesting than the last one. Umbrella Academy, which is another one of Netflix's big shows, every season after the most recent gets just a little bit less fun to watch. But Stranger Things is incredible, and season 4, it hit the nail on the head. It was great.
Well, it's tough because people go, oh, this is probably the best one yet, or oh, season 3 wasn't good. It's I don't even remember which ones are the best. I just remember, because all I remember from the shows are the characters, which is what you were saying. So that's why, especially for TV, the thing that keeps you coming back to another season of TV is the characters. It's not really, oh, the characters suck, but the plot was amazing. When was the last time you heard anybody say that?
I said that a couple days ago, actually, about Star Wars.
That's because you're ridiculous. You don't know what you're talking about.
That's true. No, Star Wars, the characters are kind of weird, but the plot is fucking gold.
But I like how in this season, because they did 3 seasons in a row of especially the first episode where it's hey, we're the 80s, baby, and everybody's excited to be here, and all the actors are 80s, woo, stuff like that. And I like how in this one it feels like they kind of settled into the 80s, and they didn't kind of lean into it, that they're kind of okay, we just live here now. This isn't a big special thing that we're in the 80s. It kind of felt more laid back, as opposed to a show like this show Hollywood, where it opens up and it's it's rolling 50s. We're all here and we're having a good time. And all the actors are hippity hoppity, have a hop and the jazz in their step, and the music is whatever. It's I can't stand shit like that, because nobody was that excited to live in the 50s.
Yeah,
they didn't know.
Well, I thought it was. Sorry, continue.
That show Hollywood was crazy. I thought it was gonna be a show about Hollywood, and then the first episode, it's just about a guy who goes to work at a gas station in Hollywood, and his boss is hey, I want you to have sex with women for me. He's a male prostitute for women, and he goes, okay, and then his boss is hey, I want you to have sex with a guy. He's I don't want to do that.
What the
so
fuck
then he gets
is this
so then he
shit?
finds an actual gay guy to go have sex with the guys for him, and then they split the money. That's what the premise of the show, or at least one of the premises of the show, is.
When did the show come out?
2020.
Okay,
It's crazy.
that is crazy.
Anyway, back to Stranger
Back to
Things.
Stranger Things. And like everyone knows, it's spoiler free for a little bit. But about the time frame where it takes place, I think I don't know if this is like good in their writing or bad in their writing. 'Cause I don't know if I should relate to the characters as if they're like me, like present day characters, or if I should be like, yeah, they're kids in the 80s. Like I don't know if, because when I watched it, I feel like, oh, they're just like me. They're just like me, which is like, yeah, okay.
I feel like that's probably the point.
Yeah, right. But what happens is like whenever there's anyone in like the LGBT in Stranger Things and like they're really secretive about it, I'm like, why? Like no one does that anymore. Like be open. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the 80s. Like I keep forgetting it's it's what's it called when it's at a certain it's filmed in a certain time period. Period piece. Yeah, I'm an idiot.
So what's your point with this?
What I'm saying is, you said how they make a big deal about, oh, it's the 80s. Oh, everyone's having a good time and fun. But as the show got on, it felt more like normal. Like they're just your friends from next door.
Not normal that the 80s itself was something that wasn't special within the context of the show anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I'm saying like
I'm not saying it feels more modern.
No, what I'm saying is it feels so. I feel comfortable. Like I don't feel like I'm watching a period piece. I feel like I'm just watching a show.
Mm-hmm.
But then things that like when it comes to like their technology, when it comes to like the kind of TVs they watch or like the kind of clothes they wear or how they react to social problems, like, oh yeah, this takes place in the 80s, which is just interesting to me. But like, go ahead.
I will give the show some credit. We talked about how good the characters are. I think this show does really, really good. Probably more than any other show I can think of at like right this second is probably just introducing new characters.
Oh,
Every time they introduce a new character. It's like season 2,
Absolutely.
they introduce Max. Season 3, they introduce Billy. And
And Robin,
and that
right?
Russian guy. And Robin. What did I
Wait.
say?
Russian.
That's also on mine. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know if we were doing that before.
Oh,
the
you
10
can do it.
minutes.
You can do it whenever. Yeah,
But
yeah.
but then the other Russian guy. And then this one you had Eddie Munson, who was very, very good.
Oh man, the internet's going crazy about him.
Yeah.
But so Sean, what did you think? Were you like when it comes to like time period stuff, like? Because I love when it's like it takes place the 80s, 90s, like 70s. I think that's cool. I like looking at the clothes. I remember watching it part 1. I don't know.
It was
But,
part 1.
But there were some flashbacks in part 2 as well. When they usually like boxes and like products that was like labeled and put together like it was in the 50s or 80s. I was like, that's cool. I love seeing stuff like that. And how, and I think season 3, 11 wore a getup that was all colorful and like zigzaggy and stuff. So like, I actually really like that stuff. Do you like? Does it take you out of it or keep you in it?
Before you answer that, ding yourself. You said season.
All right, season.
So, I agree with what you were saying earlier when like I wasn't really expecting when they with the LGBTQ when they were like keeping it more of a secret and making it more of a big deal, like that was something I was like, oh, like why don't they just
why don't they just say it
like that? And there was actually, I also want to add on to your point about like being more settled in the 80s but without making it like a bigger deal. There was one thing I saw where are we allowed to talk
No
about?
spoilers yet.
Okay.
We got a couple of minutes.
Okay, so maybe I'll say that like later then.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah. Then as of right now, then that's what I agree with too. I think when you make it like you're in the 80s, but not like it's like telling you, but like at least like you can see it, but they're not like shoving it in your face in a good way. Stranger Things does that really well. Like it wasn't cliche in any way that they did it in all the seasons.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was talking to somebody at work and I was saying how I don't like when they make characters that have like if it's LGBT, if it's like people like Eddie Munson who's D&D, right, who loves D&D, if it's characters that are like physically handicapped. Like I hate when TV shows, movies, or even fucking commercials make a caricature of what that is. Like they overemphasize that in their character, in their personality, and it's like, oh, like it's so.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. So
let me ask you this:
Go
out
ahead.
of every character's arc in this season, who do you think had the weakest one?
In this season, who had the weakest arc? Ooh, that's a rough question. Weakest arc.
Well, you're
Probably
thinking, oh, you go.
Lucas.
Lucas, really?
No, I thought Lucas actually.
Well, I gotta.
Yeah.
I'll answer a second time in spoilers, but like
Yeah.
that's my like immediately Lucas.
What about you, Sean? Say.
Probably have to go Mike.
Really? I thought Jonathan was was like the most.
Actually,
Oh
yeah,
shit!
Jonathan
See, we
too.
forgot
Yeah.
about
His
Jonathan.
was, like, the
Of course,
most
that's the
non-
answer.
Like as soon as like anytime he was talking about like, oh, my problem that I have this season, I was like, come on.
Of course that's
this is
the
like so
answer.
trivial. It's like imagine the world's ending, right? Imagine World War III's happening everywhere, and somebody's like, oh, I chipped a nail.
Yeah.
It's like I don't give a shit about that.
Like that's the fucking answer because totally forgot he existed.
Yeah.
But as I was
They
saying,
haven't, I feel like
though,
they haven't known what to do with him in like since season 2.
yeah. After what I was saying though, with the caricatures of characters, like even when they were talking about weed and stuff, I'm like, who cares? Oh fuck, it's dated. So like, but they did it really well, like in every scenario where like they didn't draw attention to one person's difficulties. Everyone kind of, it's like the worst thing you experience is the worst thing you experience. So it's like if you have a rich family and you like didn't get paid your allowance that month. That's the worst thing you experienced. Your pain level's at 10. If some kid is homeless, first thing you experience, pain level at 10. I feel like everyone was able to feel just as bad, even though their situations weren't as worse as each other's. So I think this is a character piece, right? Like they did the characters so well. I agree with you guys.
Did you know what I enjoyed about Vecna?
What?
How the villain this time around wasn't just like a monster or like a cloud or dark cloud. It was like an actual human sort of character. It's not just like a big ball of dust in the sky who's just like, oh, what does he want? Ah,
Yeah.
It's like he has motivations and stuff, you know. And I really enjoyed that about him.
Like you
even
hear
though
the voice, like there's a voice to Vecna, right?
yeah. And I like how even though I just said I liked how it was refreshing to see that as a Stranger Things villain, he does go into like the classic like there was one point like I'm not gonna spoil it, but in the finale like he's saying his lines to somebody, like his motivations, and I'm like sitting there like reciting them as he's saying them because I know what he's about to say. Like every cliche, he's like, "We're gonna do this, and this is gonna happen. And This is
Yeah.
my plan and my philosophy on this, and it's gonna be beautiful." It's like, okay, I know what's going on here.
You think there's a way around that for like characters, like evil characters, like, because like you have to make them warped where it's like no matter what they do, they think they're righteous. They go ahead.
It's not hard. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not hard, but like I don't understand how you can write down like something like something typical you hear in movies, like the villain's like, "There will be nothing left but ashes, and I will arise from the ashes, something beautiful." It's like, why don't you make something interesting? Like, I think what was it? Who was the villain? Let me see if I can get this right. I think in what is it? I forget what play it is, but whoever Mephistopheles is or Mephisto or whatever in this play, his philosophy on life is that existence is like terrible and it's way better if nothing existed at all.
Yeah.
It's like that's more interesting than just like I'm gonna make some gobbledygook and it's gonna be beautiful. It's like don't if you find yourself using the word beautiful and you're writing a villain, don't use the word.
Which is why I think a little tangent comparing the two shows again. Which is why I think Homelander works as a really good villain is because
Yes.
his desire is to be desired. Like he wants love because he's never had it before, and he'll do anything to get it. So he doesn't just kill people because he needs people. So in any villain story, it's like if your objective is purely for like the pleasure of ruling, like just being a king, it's like I don't buy that. You know, that's why I also like the Joker in The Dark Knight was so good because he wanted to. What did the butler say? What's his fucking name? What's Batman's butler's name?
Alfred.
What did Alfred say? The Joker wanted to tear down what was beautiful because
That's not a line in that movie.
or not beautiful. Yeah, he said some people just want to watch the world burn,
Yeah.
basically, because the world like basically burned the Joker. So he wanted people to be on his level. That's cool. That shit's dope. But this, I totally get it. It's like, come on, you know.
Did you feel the scenes in Russia dragged the series, like the season?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like I actually had a big problem with the Russian plot, in my opinion. I mean, I don't want to say like too. Oh, I guess we know about like Hopper, right?
I'm like the
that's in the trailer,
end
yeah.
of the
Okay. See, like my biggest problem that I have with Stranger Things is I'm hard on the like Hopper should have died bandwagon.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Because I think that Hopper had the perfect death, in my opinion. Like the letter to Elle in the end of
Oh.
season 3
I cried.
is written. Like even I had a bit of tears. Like, I thought that was so good that bringing Hopper back, and it's like we knew he was coming back before you even watched the season. I just didn't agree with it.
Yeah.
And, it kind of gives, now that, Hopper's in Russia, it just kind of gives him, like, this plot armor. And I just kind of, like, which makes it more dragged out. Because then you're just watching, you're like, okay, like, it's Hopper, so I know it's fine.
I didn't really I didn't really notice that it was dragging the season at all until, and like, how are they going to connect? Wait, how is this going to be connected? And then that whole Russia storyline, like, pretty much doesn't really pay off at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
And then I realized, I'm like, oh yeah, so that definitely just bogged it down. Even though I like some of those scenes.
And I even, oh sorry, my bad. I even like the characters. Like I really like the new character that they introduced into that plot. I thought the pilot guy was pretty funny. Is this spoiler? Is that a spoiler? Or?
I don't think so. I think that's it. We
No.
should go into spoilers
Okay.
soon though, because there's a lot of things we want to say.
Before we
yeah.
do, who's your favorite character?
Oh, my favorite character is always what's the first boyfriend's name?
Steve
Steve.
Harrington.
Steve. Steve's my
Yeah.
fucking favorite, man. If you noticed in season 1, I'm telling you, go to watch season 1 and pay attention. His hair gets bigger every episode, and I can't tell if they did it on purpose or not.
Yeah, and also ding yourself because you said character. But also, one of the things I just realized now is, like, one of the other strong suits of these characters is that every time they're, like, paired together, and they haven't been like you could pair Lucas with Steve Harrington. You're like, that's like the perfect pair.
I fucking love Steve Harrington.
And then, or you could pair Robin with 11. You're like, that's perfect. That's like, they have such good chemistry together. Like, that's such two
Damn,
every
fuck.
time, no matter what or every permutation and every combination of every character in this show would make a great team.
Holy shit.
That's what carries a show. Like, I like Robin and Steve. I would watch I saw somebody say, like, I would watch a show of Robin and Steve just like going every week. They have a new job.
I got a question then.
What?
If you guys are gonna write your own thing, right, your own TV show, movie, what are you gonna prioritize, characters or plot? Like if
A TV show?
do answer for both TV show and movie.
A TV show, I would write for character, and for a movie, I would still write for character, but plot's much more important for a movie.
What if it was a movie that was you had to have 3? You had to make 3 movies. Like it had to be a trilogy.
Still making one movie.
You'd just, what do you mean? No, but like if you
People, the thing that gets people to rewatch movies that sets up sequels. People think plot sets up sequels. No, it doesn't. The character sets up sequels.
Yeah, no, yeah.
The reason why Venom got a sequel that people wanted to see is because even though the first movie, the plot in that first movie sucked, the character and the dynamic between Venom and Eddie was very, very strong. And that's what brought people back. Plot never brings back a
sequel.
People for a sequel.
The only reason why I finished
I say never, but that's probably not true.
the only reason why I finished Venom was because I bought a ticket to see it. That's the only reason. I fucking hated that shit. Let's go into spoilers. Before we do, is there anything left we want to say? Oh yeah, wait. Favorite characters.
Oh, I'm big on Steve, but also big on Dustin.
Pick one. Do it.
Probably go Steve then.
Steve's he's the best.
My favorite's Robin.
Yeah. Robin's sweet. Robin's
Yeah,
sweet, man.
she's
I
the
like
best.
Robin.
Also, I like her dynamic with Steve now because I wanted them to lay down on top of each other in the last season.
Everyone did.
But now I like how they're just kind of like best friends.
Yeah. I think that's cool. It's so organic too, where it's like I totally believe they're best friends.
Yeah.
100% believe they're best friends.
There's no behind the scenes of that.
Yeah, it's like it's not even like romance. I'm just like legit saying it's like that's how I would fucking like hang out with my best friend. It's just we're just like fucking in a dusty basement complaining about shit and listening to music and eating food that we shouldn't. It's like that's fucking being best friends. I think it's so cool. And I love the relationship when he's like helping her. Go find love. Go do it like this. And she's like, "Oh, you go find love." Like that's like a big theme of this season was love, by the way. We'll get more into that, but yeah, their relationship is awesome. Robin's great, Steve is great, confirmed.
All right, Instagram starts now.
Yeah, Instagram starts now.
All right. So for our rating system, we're going to do on a scale of 1 to 11.
Ooh, nice. All right.
So
Good start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, so yeah, I never really thought this show, like I've never watched the show and been like, this is the best show on TV or anything. I watch it. It's sort of like the TV equivalent of Marvel for me, even though I think it has, even though I like the characters a lot more than like Marvel stuff. But, it's never a show that's really impressed me except for like its scale and budget and its production value. Because it's basically
lot.
basically watching 8 hours of a movie.
It's awesome.
It's like movie quality shit because it's Netflix like main thing.
Like even the end, they had like a 2-hour episode.
It's
Right?
a 2.5-hour episode.
Holy
We basically
shit,
watch
yeah.
the movie at the end. But I think characters are really. I think the characters are stronger than ever, and I think the new characters are always. Every time they add a new character, they're always like the best character, and they're always very beloved. I wasn't a fan of how some of the stuff wrapped up, especially for a few fellas. I was like, what the hell was the point of that? That didn't make any sense. Some plot lines don't really, pay off at all.
Talking about a whole or just this season?
I'm talking about this season.
Okay.
But if I had to give it a rating, I would give it an 8.1 out of 11, which would be around a 7.55 if it was out of 10.
It's gonna be so hard for you to come up with the total score. At
No,
the
it's
end.
not. So here.
You got it perfect last time, by the way.
I got it perfect last time.
On
I
the
got
dot.
dead on.
on the
It was
dot.
crazy.
Holy shit.
Anyway, so let me write down 8.1 out of 11. So I'm not saying it's great. I think it's solidly good.
Okay, Sean, go ahead. Give us your score.
I think honestly for the same reasons that Johnny said, like again with the characters, but just some certain like plot lines I kind of thought were a little flawed with it. I think the first, because it was in 2 parts originally, like they had season 4 part 1. I thought season 4 part 1 was really, really good, and I kind of thought the ending, there was some things where I was just kind of like, okay, if that makes any sense. I was actually pretty let down by the finale, and
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Like I thought it was still good, but I was just like kind of let down a little bit. So I probably go like a 7.7
Out of 11?
out of 11.
Whoa.
So what was that?
They were
be out of 10?
7.8.
Whoa.
So that's like a 7.1 out of 10.
I think so. Around there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So wait,
Oh, wait, are you-
7.7 or 8?
I'll say 7.8.
Out of 11, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, man, when this show came out in 2016, I was hooked. Like, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to start writing. And because I always had ideas in my head, but I never really knew how to explain it. So I never really thought I was like, okay, yeah, I'll like try to figure out how to do that. But this show, I was like, wow, 2 people made this. Fuck yeah, I want to try this shit. So every season I watch, it somehow keeps getting better. And like I said, most shows they age like milk, whereas this is aging like wine. Like, it keeps getting better in my opinion. But I would say for this season, because I think it's a lot better than season 3 and season 2. Actually, I think this season blew itself out of the water.
From what I remember, I think I actually have season 3 being the best.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think this season has been the best season. So out of 11, because it's not perfect. There are things I don't like about it. I'm gonna give it a 9.3.
Holy shit, I have 11. So that's like an 8.7 out of 10.
Yeah. So I definitely give it a
9.3.
9.3. Man, I love this shit.
Also, ding yourself because you said show.
Oh my fucking god. Oh. All right, Johnny, what's the total?
All right, so the total 8.1 out of 11, 7.8 out of 11, 9.3 out of 11. I'm going to give that, I'm going to say 8.33 out of 11.
8.33.
8.33 out of 11.
Out of 11.
Boom, out of 11, so it's probably like a high 7s. It's very good. It's solidly good. It's very good.
It's very good.
Yes. What do you expect?
Good. Exactly. It's fucking Stranger Things.
Do you think season 5 is going to be? Do you think they can top this, Mark? How could they top this?
That's a good question.
I'm actually really excited for season 5, even though I kind of
Dang him! He said 5.
Ooh, you fucking scumbag!
Fucking
You tried to
idiot.
get me to say, you piece of shit.
Yeah, because I want to rubber band somebody. I want to see somebody get drunk. This guy doesn't drink because he's a God-fearing Christian.
Yeah,
He'll go to hell. Go to hell.
Christians are allowed to drink.
No, they're not.
I'm not even Christian, but
All right.
Okay, guys,
Let's
thank
go
you.
into
All right, let's go
spoilers.
to the spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna walk that stage against dead in the eye. I'm gonna flip him the bird. I'm gonna snatch that diploma. And I'm gonna run like hell out of here.
Let me riddle me this. imagine that Eddie Munson doesn't die a dumb, pointless death.
Okay.
And then at the end of the season, he is still on the run, and he's gonna live in the old house, the old seclusion and hideout shelter thing that Eleven's living in with 11.
Ooh.
And they could be a dynamic duo next season. Why did they kill him? Why did they do it?
That is a good question. You know, even the Duffer Brothers said that they're upset that they killed what's her name so quickly, the cheerleader, in the beginning.
Oh, what's her name?
They said that they liked her and Eddie's relationship together so much that they're upset they killed her so quickly. So I guarantee they're feeling the same thing about Eddie right now.
Oh, Eddie, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it didn't make he's like, I'm gonna go run away and I'm gonna get these bats out of here. But you probably would have just been fine.
Why-
It seemed weird that
Why do you think
Yeah.
he needed to do that for his character? Like, why do you think they
Like,
thought
well,
he needed to do
because his whole character arc is that, oh, I ran away when she died and I ran away when this happened. I'm not running away anymore. It's like, sure, but like
that wasn't fulfilling for me?
it was. I mean, the only way it was fulfilling is that the only reason he needed to do that is because he needed to fulfill a character arc at the end of the season.
Yeah,
They're
that
like,
was like writer's
kill him, I
objective.
guess. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if he ran away, he was still kind of biking pretty fast. And then like, yeah, I agree with you on that. They kind of just killed him unnecessarily. And that's like one of the things that I thought was a big problem with Stranger Things, like with the
doing?
season 4, was just kind of repetitiveness of things that they do. Like bringing in a new character and killing them right away.
Yeah.
I think Stranger Things kind of, I mean, like season 5 is the last season, so they can't really do it, but like they kind of need to be more bold and keep certain characters alive that were new and kill off certain characters that were like old. Like I think, I mean, we're gonna see what happens to Max.
Oh man,
But
that was crazy.
I low-key think that Max should have died too, because
I
like
think so.
yeah, because I mean I just really haven't seen.
I don't want them to die.
I don't want them to die. Actually, like I like all the characters like that. Like even when I was talking about Hopper earlier, Hopper's one of my favorite characters in the show too.
Yeah.
But I just think like having the sacrifice of one of the characters actually dying. It doesn't need to be like death, but like one of them. Like that's my opinion of it.
well, I think they had because one of the problems with Eddie Munson dying now is, like I said before, every time they introduce a new character, like what was the boy? Sean Astin played the boy. Was his name Rob in season 2? It was Winona Ryder's boyfriend who died when they went back to the Hawkins
Like
lab.
Bob.
Oh yeah,
Right. So
Sam from Lord of the Rings.
So everybody loved him, and then he died. And then everybody loved that Russian dude, and then he died.
Which Russian dude died? Oh yeah.
With the
Yeah.
like the shake or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they bring Eddie Munson in, and he does. So like, by the 5th season, they're gonna be like, all right, if they introduce a new character, they're gonna be like, all right, what's the point in getting invested in this fella or lady if they're just gonna die at the end of the season because they're afraid to kill
Yeah.
a main character?
Or
If you had Eddie Munson live and killed Max, that would have been very, very, I think, more impactful. But the way you had it then is you have Eddie Munson's death, and then Max's death doesn't really mean anything because it takes place like right after his death, and then she comes back in 2 seconds. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. She's in a coma. Oh, is there going to be any consequences of that? No, she'll probably be fine the next season.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem with it too.
Yeah, I think because now that the final season is coming, if they introduce a new character, we can be like, okay, this person's fucking dying. Or they could have kept Eddie alive and killed him off in the 5th season because you're right, one season's not long enough to be like, oh my gosh, yes, I love this character. I don't want, and also because I'm a fucking wuss, like I want Max to survive because when
I don't want any of these characters.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would have liked. It's kind of, and I know you're not gonna like it, Marky, but
go ahead.
if Steve died,
No,
and he's my favorite character too. But if you think about it, right, when Dustin and Steve have this like kind of big brother little brother relationship, right?
yeah,
And into season 2, they're having like Nancy kind of and Steve start to kind of get in like a weird like love like situationship again, like how he
Yeah.
confesses the feelings. It's Steve is finally kind of concluded to every other character his importance, and you know that I don't know if you remember that one scene where Steve was talking to Eddie, and they were talking about Dustin's importance, and Eddie was like, Dustin really looks up to you, and stuff like that. So
they are setting
Steve
up Steve
coulda-
to die.
I thought if Steve, I think that since they didn't kill Steve now, they're not gonna do it. But I thought if Steve did die, he could have passed the torch to Eddie and been like, Dustin is like, something like that.
I wouldn't have liked that. I wouldn't have liked that, but I
Yeah.
do think that there's an argument to be had that they're setting up Steve to die in the 5th season
It's definitely a possibility.
because
yeah.
he's burying the hatchet and closing and opening closed doors and rebuilding burnt bridges with every single character. So it's like that would be the most emotionally like effective character to kill.
Do you
I think-
think they're gonna have a true love triangle with him, Nancy, and Jonathan?
That'd be the weirdest love
That's
triangle
the
ever.
Why would it be
only
weird?
I feel like I have no.
Because they did it in the first season.
Yeah, but okay, but they did in the first season, but the pressure was on Nancy. In this one, I feel like the pressure would be on I am so bad with names. Fucking the California boy, Rob. What's his name?
the new one.
No, the fucking weed smoking one.
Yeah, the pizza guy, Argyle, right?
No. What's his no?
You mean Will's
the-
brother?
Yeah. What's it? I'm so bad at this.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Oh, I love these
Yeah.
characters. I only
love
characters,
Steve.
characters.
I only love Steve. I think the pressure would be on Jonathan, whereas in the other seasons the pressure was on Nancy.
So what's weird about that?
That like we said, Jonathan is like right currently he's kind of like a nothing character. I think he has a really big role in like Will's life. I think he has a really big role in that kind of story arc in California and what they did. But when it comes to like a love triangle, I wouldn't be very invested in that because the pressure would be on Jonathan. I don't really care much for what Jonathan.
Well, they
does or
might
doesn't
finally give him
feel.
something to do after 2 seasons of not.
That'd be nice.
His character arc in this was, oh, what am I gonna tell Nancy? I don't want to go to school with her. And then you think like he's gonna go to her and be like, oh, you know what? I got something to tell you. And then they'll break up or something. But at this, he just lies to her again.
Wait. Do you think they're gonna do like a life raft situation where Nancy has to like choose to save one?
That'd be so funny.
That'd be fucked.
That'd be pretty crazy.
She'd so pick Steve, by the way.
Yeah.
100%.
Maybe.
Nobody likes
Yeah.
Jonathan. He's such a let me look like the guy who looks like the crypt keeper.
You know, can I say one thing about Jonathan though? Like he's probably the best. Like he's the best big brother. Like he's the best sibling in this TV show and in a lot of TV shows.
He had
'Cause
a
even before this season, when like Will confides in him about like being gay and stuff, you're like off screen. I was like in the first season when like life was rough, they would go to the room and like listen to music and stuff. Like he's a good big brother. That's definitely one thing about John that I really like.
I think I could see in season 5, them trying to spotlight that way more
Yeah.
because of that one scene in the pizza shop where Jonathan starts talking to Will about like, we can always like talk again and stuff like that because they did kind of forget about that whole thing. Speaking about forgetting,
I'm sorry. No, I was laughing because remember that scene where Will is saying like, "You're the heart of this team, and we need you, and don't worry, it's gonna be okay." Then he turns
Yeah.
around and starts crying,
Oh my
and no one
God.
gives a shit.
Dude, they did Will dirty.
I like
That
how
was
how
so
every
funny.
time in this season everybody was trying to like explain any kind of like intimacy to Mike. Mike was just cool, thanks.
yeah, yeah.
Like Will's like, hey dude, I just love sucking cock, and Mike's like, what? And he doesn't realize what he's saying. And then Eleven's like, I love you. Like the star of the show just said I love you, and he's just like, oh.
Yeah, that's funny.
Did you guys
Damn.
see that they forgot Will's birthday in the show?
Yeah, I
No.
saw
The
that.
writers forgot Will's birthday because there's like a scene where like they have like they're recording I think it's at the roller rink. I forget if that's actually it, but like it says like the date. It's like March. I forget like March something, and that's actually Will's birthday in the show. And everyone called out the writers like, you forgot Will's birthday, and the writers were like, oh shit, we did. So,
Yeah,
like,
but also,
crazy.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
thought I saw that like, oh, that it was actually his birthday, and I figured that's why he was so pissed that day.
yeah, like that could have been it too, but the
Yeah.
writers admitted to like messing that up as well.
Well, it's not really something to mess up.
Yeah,
It's like
like just like without
how many
mentioning,
fucking
yeah.
people knew that was actually Will's birthday when they saw that? Like, how many people learned that from Instagram? It's like they
Yeah,
didn't
like,
know,
I didn't
so
know
why?
that either.
Exactly. I don't know if that's like a criticism.
Oh, how about speaking of the roller rink? Fucking 11's like freak out and fighting that
Fucking
girl.
Oh, with the rollerblade. I thought that
Holy
was
shit.
Cunt
deserved.
punched that girl with
Deserved.
the rollerblade.
That was
funny.
rough. I was like,
That was rough, but
it
deserved.
was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like she fucking almost murdered a person.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking rough. But I want to go back to talking about Will and John's relationship together. I'm a little stupid.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Get out. I honestly didn't. I was so oblivious. I didn't think that they were making Will gay until I talked to a friend later on. I'm like, is he gay or just really, really depressed? And she's like, no, he's fucking gay. In the first season, Mike makes fun of him and says, we know you don't like girls or something. And I'm like, oh shit, they've been talking about this in the entire show.
Wait, you didn't know Will was gay this
I
season?
couldn't tell if they were making him gay or depressed. Like, I know that's like
Yeah,
not
but
an
you didn't.
equal
This
comparison.
this didn't give you a hint. Really, like 11 is just trying to talk to you. When he had
No!
he had a gay accent the whole
No!
season, and then they're trying to make it a surprise that he's
What?
gay.
No, I don't
He's
think
so
of the
effeminate.
accent
That
either,
is so
but-
stereotypical. Not at all.
Dude, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
That's how he talked.
I did not.
throughout
I
the
did
entire
not pick up
season.
on that. I did not pick up on that.
I think
Also, you don't decide you're
get,
gay one day and change.
You
the
think
way
get
your
really
voice sounds.
emotional.
Yes, you actually
whenever-
do. Nobody. How many parents raise their kids with a gay accent, and the kids picked up the accent? No, the kids are. The kids are doing it.
Accent, yeah, like they all come from gay New Jersey, and they all
Right.
have that accent. No,
Like-
that's not a thing. I do know people that didn't have a voice like that until they came out, which was weird.
But I'm saying, how did you not know? As soon as he started talking like that, I said, "Will's probably gay, isn't he?" Because they haven't had a gay character in the show that's a man, other than only Robin's the gay character.
I think it was more like his emotional reactions whenever he was talking to Mike.
Very
Like
feminine.
he just got really like talking to like he's like, Mike, you're the front man. Like it's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah,
Like
you're the
it's
heart.
like it shows like
we
how
need
much he
you.
really values Mike, even after Mike is like treating him just like shit the entire season.
Yeah,
Will just like really wants to make like a connection with Mike. And like I think that's what it was. And I think even the actor Noah like confirmed it too recently about Will being gay. But they just like they didn't get
oh, not that.
oh.
Sorry, you have to take or get hit with a rubber band. Johnny, can you do it for me? 'Cause I'm
Wait, what
over
did you
here.
say?
He said gay. I should have got you on it, but I was so in the
Oh.
moment that I couldn't. I totally forgot.
Where's the rubber band?
He's got one.
Why do you get the thick ones? The thick ones don't do the
There's
job.
ones that I have. There's one. I'll get different ones. I want to get a shocker button that like increases in pain
Oh, that's good.
as time
That
goes
would have been
on.
really cool.
I have to find.
I could
see if
just
can-
punch him.
You could do that. You could do that. We don't have that kind of insurance though. Not on this podcast. So bring that back. What were you saying, real quick?
I think I was just saying like more of Will's like connection to Mike. Like that was kind of more of the reason that I thought.
Yeah.
So
What a shitty fucking life they ended up having in California. Like none of them had friends. They
yeah.
hated everything.
Do you think in the next season the townsfolk are gonna do you think it's gonna be known that like all this weird shit is going on, or do you think the town is still somehow gonna look at a bunch of fire coming out of the ground and going into the sky and be like, this is just an earthquake?
I know what I hope they do. I hope they take a page out of Close Encounters and out of Super 8, and they make it like, oh, they keep playing on the Russian thing. It's like, oh, there's like radiation's leaking because some Russians did whatever, and we have to burn all the grass and we have to clean all the houses, so you have to leave, and that's why you see all this smoke. So like, I'm hoping they don't like just say, yeah, this entire planet is in the middle of a upside down and a right side up universe. What? What?
You said
What?
You said down. I got all 5 of my words, baby. Woohoo! How many shots have you taken?
This will be.
You
I
should.
think 4.
You should have taken 3 full shots.
This is my second full shot.
So you have to take. Okay.
I have to take one more full shot.
Yes.
Fucking shit, bro.
Yeah.
Which one of you had the fucking least amount of fucking shots, you piece of shit?
I took 1 full one.
And he had 2 lashes. Get your fucking shot, garbage man.
Yeah,
You're
but he had 2
garbage
lashes.
man.
That equals 1 shot. And we actually drank alcohol, and
No,
he didn't.
no. Take your shot, scum.
No,
Ooh.
fucking get him with the rubber band.
Scum.
You could. I don't care.
No, Sean.
Oh, I can't drive home. I got hit with a rubber band on the hand today. Fuck 'em.
Fucking no. Oh my gosh, you suck. Like Johnny, I know I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I don't know if I said it on air.
Good here.
Johnny chooses every character that's a douchebag. Johnny chooses to emulate. Fucking
Homelander's literally me.
Homelander,
Soldier Boy
Soldier
is
Boy,
literally me.
fucking Hangman from Top Gun.
Hangman is literally
How many
me.
other things have Johnny emulated that's not a good person?
Arthur Fleck is literally me.
Arthur Fleck is
Travis
literally
Bickle.
me.
Travis Bickle. Look, Ryan Gosling in Drive is literally me.
Oh my god.
Ryan Gosling in Barbie is literally me.
Yeah.
The new Literally Me character dropped.
That's so true. Yeah, the Barbie, the fucking Ken. Well, fuck it. Let's get
Because
back
if we get to season 5 and and it doesn't end with like people because I feel like the people who because like you can't. There's no way you can explain it again. The first time it's like okay, whatever. There was some stuff going on. Like, oh, the place is haunted. It's just a bunch of little kids. And then the second one, something else happens, and they're like, oh. And then the third one, it's like, oh, yeah, they all died in a fire. And now in this one, it's like, oh, it was just an earthquake. Remember when, a giant tentacly fire thing, like, ripped through the entire time, made a perfect X? It's just an earthquake. Don't even worry about it. Even though everybody was... The bully, was his name Lance, the basketball guy?
Oh,
sure.
when he just, like, got split?
Yeah, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
that was
Yeah.
crazy.
And then...
He just
great.
disappeared from
Yeah,
existence.
why the fuck did he have to get
Got
killed? He
ripped
didn't have a
Adam-
meaningful... He
I
didn't
thought
have
that
a,
was
he didn't have a
funny,
meaningful
but
death at all.
I think that's kind of cool about it, though, that it wasn't meaningful.
Do you
Like,
think he deserved to be hated as a character, or do you think he had
Was he hated as a character?
I
Because
don't
he was
think
literally
he-
me.
Well, he. Okay.
I think that I think that he had an arc where it's like, yeah, you're gonna hate him because like he's going after the people that you like the characters that you like, but it's also a character that you say like, I see why he did that. I see why he did it, and like every choice that he made sense. Like if you really have no idea what's going on with all this shit, like you're probably gonna react like that, especially if like your girlfriend just died.
Yeah.
Like
And he didn't do anything irredeemable.
any what?
He didn't do anything irredeemable.
Yeah. I don't think he did anything bad. Like, I mean, he did, like, bad things, obviously, but, like, nothing that wasn't justified.
We got to talk about this. How in every single season they take inspiration, like most writers do, inspiration from other things, like a lot of horror stuff. That's like Jason, Freddy Krueger. There was a lot of Freddy Krueger in this one. There's a lot of It by Stephen King in this one. Even the bullies in the like whether it be the jock or like in season 1, the bullies that had like the knife and was like chasing after whoever. That's such a Stephen King thing to do. The character Eddie Munson was based on Amanda. Who's Eddie Munson based off of? Talking to my girlfriend off screen. The Devil's Not. The Devil's Not. What's his name? Damien. Yeah. So Damien Eccles. Fucking Eddie is based off of Damien Eccles, who is part of an actual murder case where there's these 3 teenagers were seen as like evil people inside of this town just because they listened to like thrasher and death metal music, and they were into like, go ahead, what's up? Yeah, so I was getting to that. So the whole town like didn't like them because they were different, and then 3 little boys ended up getting murdered in that town, and they blamed it all on these 3 teenagers. But like, if you watch the trial, it's been going on for a fucking decade. It's clear they didn't fucking do this shit. Yeah, well, so almost 3 decades, right? So it's like they didn't do this shit. So they based Eddie off of Damien, who is essentially like it sounds weird when I say it like this, but the leader of the 3 teenagers that got accused of killing the children, which is really cool. So they keep referencing real life events, stories by Stephen King, by like all these classic horror movies to insert into the characters. I think that's really cool, and they did a really good job with Eddie because at the end, when the father or the uncle was like, where's Eddie? Where's Eddie? And Dustin's like, he not only was he innocent, but he's a hero. And it's like, oh my gosh. Like
Yeah.
we're all upset Eddie died, and they could have done a lot better if they kept him, I think. But
Dustin did say the perfect thing right there.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
can you imagine having to break to somebody that their nephew died? Holy shit.
And like also in Dustin's perspective too, it's like not even like he has to say they died, but not even like really the real reason.
Yeah, like, you can't
He had
explain
to like
it.
bluff it, and he did it in a really good way. But it's just like that was pretty crazy. For
Also,
Dustin to do.
how did they explain Lucas was found assuming Lucas was found with Max with a dead body next to him, whatever his name was, Lance's dead body. How did he explain that away?
No, well, Lance was disintegrated. They cut him in half, but if you watched, his body continues to
all right.
disintegrate.
But anyway, but he was found with Max. What do
Yeah.
they think? Do they think Eddie Munson did that? Because then why would
I
Lucas be like, yeah, it was Eddie Munson?
Well, they keep doing like, oh, the government's gonna get us off the hook for this, so.
But I feel like there was something messy about the wrap up in terms of.
I think they were just like associating him with like the Hellfire Club. Like they weren't like it started with Eddie Munson, and then eventually they're like, oh, it's the whole Hellfire
Yeah,
Club.
but then why
it's a
is
bad
Lucas
thing.
like free to go if they were looking for Eddie Munson and they're like, hey, the Hellfire Club was responsible for these murders, and then Dustin is just walking around.
I'm telling you,
think, like,
it's fucking dumb.
Lucas didn't have like he wasn't like in that picture of the Hellfire Club. He was just like
Yeah, so why is Dustin allowed to walk around?
it's definitely a plot hole that could be fixed by saying the government just got us off the hook. You know, like erased us from pictures.
But how are they
and-
going to explain away if
no idea.
if we're living? Because now season 5, they have to do. If this is the last season, they have to do the two worlds coming together, right?
Yeah.
I swear to God, if that happens, at the end of the season, it's just like, oh, some hallucinogenic shrooms got burned and everybody saw some crazy shit. I'd be like, what the heck? Like, because if you have to redeem a lot of especially the characters who died, like Barb and Rob and all, people are like, we don't know how Barb died. Like, there's a lot of people who are like, we don't know how our people died or whatever. If you have the explanation, like, hey, the Upside Down exists and this is actually true, all those people get to know how their loved ones died, and all the
Yeah.
people like Eddie get to be redeemed because they weren't actually terrible crook murderers or anything like that.
That's why they should again, maybe they should take a take a page out of the book of Super 8, where it's like at the end no one knows exactly the events that unfolded for their stuff to go missing, for their friends and family to die, but they're like, oh, there's a fucking alien right there. I get it now. So
Yeah, that's a good idea, except for the fact that that movie's not very good.
I love that movie.
That movie sucks.
Yeah. Well, so do you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, like, have you seen your movies?
Yeah, you're in them. That's why they fucking suck. You thought you got me there, didn't you, you motherfucker?
Can we talk about so when the season started, my first favorite character was Lucas. I was like, this fucking fresh cut. He's on the basketball team. He's looking cool. I was like, he's fucking dope. Then he became an asshole. Then I was like, okay, Will is awesome. He looks like he's getting bulked up. He's getting big. He's getting strong.
And then you told me you didn't like how they made him gay.
No, that's
you
not
thought-
at all what happened.
Because you're against that.
Listen, buddy. I won't be having you lying about me on the show. Thank you very much.
I've never lied in my entire life.
Yeah, okay, Johnny Cruz. I've got 16 hours of dirt on you. Anyway, recorded dirt.
I don't know if that's true because you accused me of vaping 8 times on this show, which is
you've
literally not true.
I've caught you at least 4 or 5 times.
Vaping?
Yeah.
Do you realize that I've literally inhaled vape smoke once in my life, and it was like junior year. My friend Robbie Zagel's vape.
It's Danny's pen that he's given to you.
It's not a vape.
What is that then?
It's a wax pen.
It's vapor though.
It's not a fucking vape.
Shut the fuck up! You
Same
nitpicking son of a bitch.
That's
Thank
not
you, Sean.
nitpicking. That's
Thank you,
literally not a
Sean.
vape.
You're out of here. Anyway, so I ended up not liking Will so much because like I didn't know where his character was going, and he was like in my head. Remember, I was like, oh, he's just like really depressed right now, so it's like whatever. And then I was like, okay, Dustin's really cool. But I kept switching on and off to like I'm not into. I kept switching my favorite character, and of course, Steve's overall my favorite character. But for you guys, did you guys like a character and how they were doing in this season? But then slowly, like you were like, I don't like where this arc is going. Or did you like it all?
I don't know if I had a character that I didn't like.
Okay, no. Let me rephrase. All the arcs are probably good, but do you know, like, you know how like Lance, he's not a bad guy. He was just in a bad situation. So but you don't like him because he's the bad guy. You're like, oh fuck this guy. No, he's got a gun.
No, I like plants.
But shut the fuck up. So is there a character where you're like, fuck, I wish he didn't make that decision, like even if it was good writing?
Yeah. When Eddie decided I'm gonna kill myself for no reason.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what I liked? I like how even though it was kind of just like, it was kind of not corny, but it kind of like too convenient. Is when Robin sees the girl, and she's like, "Oh shit, I'm about to go over there," and then she has like a boyfriend, and then like at the end of the thing, she's like, "Oh yeah, hey, all of a sudden I'm really nervous to talk to you, and yeah, my boyfriend sucks, and I'm probably gay, so do gay stuff with me."
Yeah, it's like that's not how that
Even
happened.
though it was a good scene, that girl was really good in that scene though.
They're definitely a cute couple, right?
Yeah.
What? Wait, Andrew, what about you? Before we move on to the next question, I have.
I'm trying to think. It was, I guess it's never like what a character did. It's just more so I thought they would show a character more. Like I definitely thought that they were gonna do more with Will. Like when they had that painting in the beginning, I kind of thought it was gonna be more of like monumental, like, oh, like here's this, and it was gonna show more Will, but then it was just like him crying in the car.
Oh my gosh.
Shit. Yeah.
I saw. Did you send me that thing where it was
Yeah.
like Mike's POV? And it's
Yeah.
just,
Oh,
like, dumb-
with the bull cut.
I'll put it in post.
Do you-
Yeah.
What happened? So okay, so they go to America, right?
Yeah,
What about
yeah.
that Russian guard? Where is he? Is he just some Russian guy running around America now? They didn't show where he ended up, right?
They probably gave him
No.
like citizenship.
Also,
or
there's no
immunity.
I don't think they would.
Immunity, yeah, because well.
Oh, you're right,
okay,
because
no.
the government was involved. You're right. Was there a post-credit scene?
I don't. Remember.
I skimmed through the credits. I didn't see
I don't
one.
think so.
Probably not.
I know there's a post-credit scene to the episode where Papa died. And
Oh,
he's
is there?
He's
What was
probably
it?
alive. I don't know. I just heard that today.
He's alive.
If they
Again?
they do that,
They never even explained how he survived the first one. He got eaten by a Demogorgon.
I can't remember how he
If
died.
they-
honestly.
if
He
they make
literally,
Papa-
literally, he went like this, and a Demogorgon just started eating him. And then we never see him for like 3 seasons. And then he's just all, hey, I'm back, and I have like a little scar on my face.
I actually totally forgot about that. That's they definitely cannot bring Papa back again. That would just be.
I like Matthew Modine though.
What did you guys think of the whole 11 arc? Like the whole 11 being.
I
kidnapped?
actually think 11 was probably the weakest power character. Like that, like where if there's a main character in Hawkins, if there's a main character in Russia, and there's a main character in California, I think I liked her the least out of the power characters. Where Hopper was the one power character,
What do you mean power character?
like the lead in each setting. So like Hopper was the lead in Russia, 11 was the lead in California, and I'd say it's
I would
hard
say it's
for
more
well,
balanced.
no, but
in that one.
then they split because in California, she was they split into all right. She's in this lab now, and then the other guys are in the
Oh,
pizza
that's
truck
actually.
for like
I
a
That's
long
think
true.
that
time.
might be one of my words.
So it splits into the thing.
Oh wait, no, it's not. Never mind.
God damn it,
I
Sean!
thought-
No.
I had that as one of my words. And I deleted it.
But like I'd actually
You thought she was worse than like a Jonathan or a Mike?
no. Actually, I think I just like the Hawkins storyline so much. Sometimes I forget about the other
In
two.
my opinion, I actually like the Hawkins story. I think was the best. I thought the 11 story was actually really strong, especially when they have like the whole flashbacks with
Yeah, I thought that was good.
with one being like revealed as Vecna. I thought that was like.
I mean, you
really,
called that though, right?
Yeah,
we all called
yeah,
that.
like yeah, but like I still thought like the whole like explanation of it. I still thought that was like really cool, and how it has like a tie, like one the Papa and everything like that. But then, yeah, I was not a fan of like that. It's like how I was talking about the Russian thing, how I kind of thought it was dragged out. I also kind of thought the California one was dragged out. Like if
They were on the road for so long.
yeah,
They were on the road for so long.
and then like Argyle
Yeah.
just like finds tracks. Like he's like, oh, yo, this might be the base. Like shit like that. Like it's just kind of like that's kind of how I felt about it.
I love that scene where Eleven's trying to get out and the guards are all on her, and then she does that thing where she's like she's on the ground. She goes rah, and like everything explodes around her. I
After the
thought that
table
That
was
was
just
a
cool.
cool
broke,
scene.
just
That'd
broke
have
my
been-
knees.
I wouldn't be surprised because I'm strong as fuck.
Yeah, you're super strong. So, I don't. I'm like with Hopper with his storyline. Like we said before, it was kind of. It's not that it was like unnecessary, but I wasn't very interested in it. But I do like how this season connected all his storylines and stuff. I do like how we learned that Hopper's daughter died because he was infected with Agent Orange, and Agent Orange ended up giving his daughter cancer through like basically like birth defects and stuff.
Yeah.
That was cool. It's like we wouldn't have known that in any other way. Also, like Hopper was in Vietnam.
I thought that
Um,
scene where like Hopper and Joyce like reunite and they're kind of like in that shed, and they're both like changing their clothes. I thought the scenes were really good.
Yeah.
Like they did do the scenes really good. I just kind of thought the whole plot of it was unnecessary.
Before I feel like we should move on soon and wrap up. But I want to think if there's anything left I have to say, and if not, if there's nothing left any of us have to say. I want us to guess one character only, who's gonna die next season. Will, really?
I think it has to be one of the main four. So I probably would go with Will too, just because I think he's gonna have way more importance in season 5. Because especially how he had such a small role in season 4, but they were kind of hinting towards the season 5 stuff, like how he can still feel like Vecna. He's still there. Certain stuff like that.
I'm not opposed. I think that makes a lot of sense with Will
It'd be a
dying.
pretty pessimistic ending.
But I also think you like building up Steve's death is cool. But here's where I'm like weirded out, right? Because it'd be a pessimistic ending for one of the main four to die, but it would also mean a lot. It would be, I guess, less pessimistic if someone like Nancy, John, Steve died. Hopper die, whatever. But it wouldn't mean as much. So like, what would be the middle? And do you think like they'd want to go all the way out and like fucking kill off 11, or they go like totally underwhelming and like kill Mike's mom? Like,
I think if they killed like Joyce, that would be a good death too.
by the way, I like how 11 ended up having the same hair as Joyce because she's her fucking mother.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
she adopted her like so well. I thought that was cool.
That was cool.
And no one will talk to Will about his haircut. So if I had to choose one person to die though, who I want to die, like I wouldn't care about, would
Jonathan.
I'd actually feel really
I wouldn't
bad
give
for
a
him.
shit.
I feel really bad for him though.
No.
I don't know, man. Oh wait, a side note though, with Lance, how creepy would it be is if you're like a God-fearing Christian, right? And like you're on pursuit to like, did you just break the rubber band
It's been broken.
by you? And you're on pursuit to like save people from like Satan worshippers or whatever, and you literally go into a house and this girl is floating in the air and her bones are breaking. Like you're like, holy shit, this shit's fucking real. Like imagine how scary that must be.
Yes, like in some sense he was correct.
Yeah. Yes.
And I feel like he just died. Like, how did he end up? Why was he just laying on the ground? I missed that part. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe I think I went to the bathroom or something. Like, why would when he was laying on the ground and he just like saw the fire like cut him in half? Like, what did Lucas do to him?
I don't know. I think he
Is
hit him in the
is
head
his
with
name
something.
even Lance?
I'm only calling him that. 'cause
His
you called
name
him
is
that.
literally not Lance.
I don't
Is
think
it?
it's
Lance is Skylar Gassando's character from Licorice Pizza, which is the last movie I saw.
Oh no! I'm only calling him Lance
You
because
know
you,
what?
called him
Hold on,
Lance.
you know what you should do? Go back in the episode. Every time we say Lance, just edit me going like correct name.
Wait.
What's his
say it.
correct name though?
I have no idea.
I'll look it up.
This is so stupid.
I can't believe
we just did
I
that.
can't believe we just called
A
him Lance.
fucking
this whole
hour-long
fucking time.
episode and we were calling him Lance this whole fucking time. That's awesome. That is so funny.
I mean,
Anyway,
the fact that we don't remember his name is probably a good
while
sign.
you're looking that up though, who would I kill? Maybe Mike actually, because I think I care the least about Mike, even less than Jonathan.
Yeah. I hate Mike. So
Hate him.
Like,
Whoa.
okay. Well, I think in the earlier seasons he was really, really good, but now he's just
Wait, you
like,
didn't answer my question. I'm sorry, but like, how did Lucas get him on the
I have
ground?
no idea. I have no
You
idea.
don't remember?
No.
I just think Mike, he just doesn't have importance. Like, and
Yeah, he sucks.
like he didn't really do anything, and I mean they wanted to just give him like one triumph thing where I guess he's like talking to Elle while she's in the world, and that's what gives like Elle her power back to beat Vecna. But like, and like that's the only certain thing we were talking about like new characters dying. That's what I think Stranger Things does have a lot of repetitiveness, where like Mike did do that before already when Elle was in that. Remember when they were in the school and she was in that
Yeah.
tub? Like Mike already gave like a same speech kind of. Like I thought that was repetitive. There was something else I was gonna say was repetitive, but I kind of forget.
I'm getting the chills thinking about this show. I fucking love this show.
I
'Cause-
found out the guy's name.
What is his name?
It's ready. This is the recording you'll use.
Hey, go.
Jason.
Oh, that gotta be the recording we use. Okay, fine. But before we wrap up, another thing is I like how, and I think it was the second to last episode. It might have been the last episode. How they were so, obsessed might be the wrong word, but obsessed with giving everybody like love. Like I thought that was kind of nice. I was like, everyone was like, it kind of pulled me out of the story because I knew it was happening. For like the writers were like, we want everyone to like have someone to love.
I think it was really cool when Max was like, she was trying to figure out what to do with Vecna and like how she had to like, confront him again.
Yeah.
And like the way she did was like to go to like the memories that she really liked, and then you kind of see like her and Lucas, like what she meant to them. Like, yeah, like I think the symbolism of the show in that sense with like the love and like the positive attitudes and stuff, I think that was like definitely really good.
Yeah, it was great. Anything else, gentlemen? Anything?
I didn't like the dialogue where it was all like when it was. I thought it was so cringy when Mike's like, it's like 11. If you're here, you have to fight. You have to push because love is the strongest and it's beautiful and there's nothing else better. And I love you. I do love you. I was just scared. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
that's what I was
weakest-
saying too. Like Mike is just like a crack.
The
like,
weakest character telling 11 she's got to do better.
Yeah.
Or even or like like I mentioned earlier, non spoilers, like Vecna at the end, he's like, and when Hawkins is ashes, I will rebuild it as something beautiful. and I wanted you to join me, but now I just want you to watch your world burn. Like, how many antagonists have ever said that in anything ever?
Yeah, Vegna's purpose became originally cool, and I think it kind of started to kind of die like later. Like when he's just talking about his problems with like Hawkins, like he just wants to destroy it, right? Like, is there really more of a? I mean,
well, he wants the world. He doesn't want he wants the world, but I don't really know why.
I thought it was really cool when Vecna, and also like really scary if you were to be possessed by Vecna, but like how he really goes into like everything that you fucked up.
Yeah.
And he's like, look at this. I'm gonna show you why you suck, and then kill you.
Well, that's like it for Stephen King. But one more thing before we get the recommendation, what's something you definitely want to see in season 5, and once Stranger Things season 5 is over, how much what does Netflix for you have going for? Like, what do you like? Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep watching Netflix because it's got this that I want to keep going back.
Well, after
to.
Stranger Things, they're fucked because they have that stupid model where they people watch a show for a season or two and they get really invested and they just cancel it for no reason, and then they spend $250 million on a Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie that's really bad, and then 7 billion people watch it 80,000 times, and it's the most watched thing of all time ever.
You guys watch Ozark or no?
Nope.
No.
Because like that was also
But that's over.
a really good Netflix show. Yeah, that's over now, and they butchered the last season in my opinion too.
Yeah, because Netflix is screwed. Their prices are going up. They're doing like commercial packages,
Yeah.
and their shows are either getting worse or ending. Like they're losing.
Yeah.
Which I'm not like, oh no, Netflix, please no. But like, what do they got for them? You know?
Well, I think the Knives Out sequels,
Yeah.
I think those are Netflix originals, but they're getting theatrical releases. I think they're going to be in theaters for a few weeks before they go into Netflix. Which is very interesting.
Well, Netflix is the kind of company that doesn't have to make money. You know, like it doesn't have to have a profit technically to stay alive. Like they have, because they can keep claiming things like, they can keep claiming losses and getting like government, not buyouts, but like the government keeps like with tax and stuff, so they don't go under. Like that was even one of the complaints with like Blockbuster and like Walmart and all these like brick and mortar stores are saying, how do we compete with companies that don't have to make a profit? Because that's what they do. They don't really make profit because they technically put everything back into their business, and they don't have anything that they're actually using as oh yeah, look how much money we made today just on ourselves. You know, like they don't actually make a profit the way we think a profit is.
Next season, I want to see Nancy's reaction. I want to see Nancy be like, "What? So you're gonna have sex with Robin?" And then I want to see Nancy's reaction to finding out that Robin's gay. I want to see Robin smooch that girl, and I want to see Steve Harrington lay down on top of a lady.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Good for Steve.
And I would have liked to see Eddie Munson and 11 team up, but that's impossible now.
Yeah, not gonna happen unless what season 1 said comes true, and there is a right side up, and everyone that died goes to a spirit world, and then somehow 11 talks to him.
Wait, what?
In season 1, when they explain the upside down, they explain it like this: there's a middle where we are, there's the upside down where we've seen that, and they also said there's a right side up. They said that, and it'd be really cool if we saw that.
The upside down is like hell, and if you go there, you just get eaten alive by these bat birds, and then
I got bats.
Dang. And then when you in the regular world, it's just like the regular world, and then the right side up is just everybody's having an orgasm constantly. They're all just going, oh, they're all him getting a cramp.
Oh my god!
All right, what's one thing you want to see in the last season?
I think I would want to see, kind of, you know what? All just like if none of the characters actually do die. Just like all the characters, like the 4, at least like 4 and 11, just like hanging out, kind of concluding it, and like having like an enjoyable life at the end.
Yeah, I
like,
do.
Without any worry, like Elle actually being able, because even when she settled in California, it wasn't actually, she was getting bullied. You know, maybe just like a scene of them just being like not worrying about anything.
I do want a happy ending for this. I do want a happy ending, and I also know
do some spin-offs.
that they're gonna do a time jump for season 5. I don't know what that time jump, how big it's gonna be, but I'd like for everything to conclude.
Are they doing the time jump because of COVID, or was that just like always planned.
No idea.
What do you
I'm
mean
sure
What do you,
COVID.
wait, what do you
has
mean
some.
because of COVID?
Well, because like now, like originally when they had all the actors and actresses, like they were all like young, so like they actually looked like they were like younger, but now they're like way older because of like they had to delay everything. So like, are they doing it just because like they're older now as actual actors?
Good question.
Or
Yeah,
like,
but didn't they film this after COVID?
I think
Or
maybe
during
a
co- or
little,
during?
probably during.
like season 4 or
I'm not sure. That's a good
Yeah.
question.
Because
though.
that would have meant they filmed this 3 years ago, and they were still doing VFX work. Like when Volume 2 dropped, they released it, and they were still uploading new VFX shots while it was released.
I don't know though. I don't know.
yeah.
But
It's probably just a narrative choice.
but if there's a big time jump, I want to see a happy ending. I want to see everyone come together. Like even if like Elle and Mike break up, which I actually think would be probably a good idea in their situation because I don't know if they're the best for each other. But like even if
I think the show's gonna keep them together.
These two
though, yeah.
13-year-olds, I don't know if they're the best for each other.
I'd like it all to end up happy. I really don't want anyone to die.
Except for Jonathan.
But it's gonna be really hard to end this. There's gonna be bittersweet. This is gonna be a very
Good.
very hard.
It has to be bitter. I would much rather prefer a bittersweet ending than a
Yeah.
happier or sad
This
ending.
is gonna be such a hard show to end. This show
Yeah.
is like almost like in my opinion like a cultural TV show. Like
There's a lot of pressure.
everyone loves
Well, it is.
You know, like this is a huge deal. This is a huge deal. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but I do want to end happy, and I know it's gonna be bittersweet. It's kind of, I know I keep referencing Super 8 and what's it called, Close Encounters. I do feel like it's gonna be a little bit like Close Encounters, where like it ends peacefully, but one of the main characters has to go away for who knows how long, and we don't get to see the aliens planet, but we know they're taken care of, but not everyone's missing a piece of themselves. Like, I think it's gonna be bittersweet, but it's going to be very hard to wrap it up. But that's about it. Anything else before we go to movie recommendation or
No.
show recommendation? Go ahead, do it.
My movie recommendation is going to be in honor of David Harbour. Is going to be The Green Hornet.
I love the Green Hornet.
He has a very small role in that movie. I haven't seen it since I was like 12 or
It's such a good
13, so
movie.
it's probably shitty, but
No, I love it.
I remember liking it a lot. And David Harbour's in it, so you go watch it. I think it was
Red is
2010
the
or
last
11.
color. Whether it be my mask or your blood, red is the last
Chub-
color you'd see.
Chubnovsky,
Chubnovsky?
kiss my ass. Put your lips to my ass and kiss it. French kiss it.
Oh, man. The Green Bee. Word reveal, and then we're done. I have gay, weed, powers, fight, Russia. Sean?
Wait, I didn't say, but I said Russian.
Yeah, but we
That's
said
not a-
I had
plurals.
I had Russian anyways.
He doesn't matter.
Hold
He's-
on,
he had
hold on.
plurals anyway.
Yeah, but he didn't call me on. How is Russian a plural of Russia?
Russian is one. Russia. Oh wait, no, I'm fucking
Yeah,
totally wrong.
no.
I am totally wrong.
Idiot.
You would so call me out on that shit.
I would've-
Bullshit.
No, I
oh,
wouldn't.
wait a second. Wait a
I
second.
would have called you out if he didn't.
Woo!
So
Oh,
Wait
you
a
would've?
second.
All right, good.
Wait a
'cause
second.
you did say you had
There's
that.
so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
times when you literally be like, "Nah, I was just trying to cheat." Sorry.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, but I don't like when other people cheat.
Yeah, asshole. You don't get to
Okay,
do that.
Chris D'Elia.
I didn't even realize. Yeah.
Yes.
I just got lightheaded doing that. Actually, I'm getting heat flashes right
You
now.
know how to solve being lightheaded? You go drive until you get in a car accident.
Okay. Word reveal, Sean.
So I had plane, Russian, experiment, bats, and portal.
Nice, nice.
I had 5 show, season, character, and down. I got all 5 of them. Boom! You got to put that in the record books, baby. All 5.
It is going to record book.
Is that the first
books.
time that it
The
happened?
record.
No, that's not the first time.
It's happened like
By
3 or
the
4
way,
times.
though, if I'm the second person that has the most shots on this show, Johnny has 30 more shots than I have in total this year.
Oh man.
No,
Anyway, guys-
I have a lot. This is all me.
Yeah, that's entirely him. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This was Stranger Things. That's about it.
Yeah,
We're
we're gonna do the boys next.
gonna do the boys
Maybe
next.
tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to.
I
ask
thought you said you
Danny.
weren't available tomorrow.
tomorrow night, but I don't know if me and I'm gonna.
This isn't a conversation for the podcast.
You don't have to listen to this. Me and Danny might leave for work either in the morning to go to New York or at night. We don't know. It depends if they have a hotel for us, which they probably shouldn't. If they don't, I'm not gonna go.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. I get the final word. You don't fucking say shit after me, motherfucker. Hey, new guy.
Hey, new guy.
Get this rookie out of here.